Hello, I'm Junkyard Rat. It didn't even take me 10 hours to forget about No Nut November. And yes, it was about 10 in the morning. I'd come already. Nobody warned me about it. I can get a fucking memo. How long did you make it in No Nut November, Enoch?
I never heard of that before.
You never heard of No Nut November?
No.
What do you think No Nut November means?
I have no idea since I never heard of it, so I can say anything I want about it, I guess.
I guess you're not supposed to come in November. But I don't know who made that up. I found out. I was looking at some OnlyFans model thing on Twitter, and she talked about it, and I was like,
You mean X, right?
X
Twitter. X Twitter.
I like Twitter.
Are you still on that?
Yeah, I'm still on it. I've been on it since like 14 years. I'm not gonna give up.
I just keep an account there so I know it costs them money to have little server space. So.
Well, it's because they allow porn. That's the main thing about X. There's no porn on Facebook or Instagram. Oh, by the way, this week's guest, we got Enoch the Great.
Hello.
The political commentator. You got a dye job going. Are you getting ready for Santa Claus season? Are you going to be Santa Claus in the mall this year? Or?
No.
You look like you could be. Like you're almost there.
I am ready to ditch religion altogether.
But you don't even celebrate Christmas.
No more sky gods. No more paying homage to imaginary beings. I believe, and none of this beginning of the universe and the end of the universe stuff. You know what? It's always been here. There's actually people now that have started a new movement in that. And you know what?
Yeah.
Someone finally got their shit together. Why does there have to be a beginning to things? It's because we have a beginning and an end.
Well, I was doing trivia last week, and one of the questions was how many people walked on the moon. And I said 0.
Well, I didn't.
Nobody's been on the fucking moon.
Oh, don't get me going.
Nobody's been on the moon.
I have been inside a lunar module, bud.
Me
I was
too.
inside lunar module number 11.
Me
Tell
too.
me, if they were faking the moon landings, why would they build 11 of those fucking things? All you would have needed is one.
Dude, when I was there, what are you doing with that fucking beep, dude? Is that your phone? Whose phone is that?
I don't know.
That's your fucking... When I was in Orlando years ago...
It does that all the time.
That was about 12 years ago. Yeah, we went to NASA before they shut it down. It was one of the best experiences of my life. Just being up there where the fucking space shuttle takes off. Were you there too, or...?
No, I've never been to Florida.
You never been to Florida?
Lucky enough to avoid that swampland.
Dude, how the hell you haven't been to Florida?
It's the nation's penis. Why would I want to go there?
I can't avoid Florida. I've flown out of Florida like
it's the
5
nation's
times.
half flaccid penis.
Yes.
Let's get it right.
Yeah,
Because it's kind of just hanging there.
Yeah, it's why a certain criminal lives down there.
Half of the times I went to Chile, I had to go into Miami. The other times I left out of Dallas. Sometimes LA. But yeah.
There's no direct flights there.
You don't mean my Uncle Russell, right?
No.
The one that's a criminal down there. Anyway, we'll talk about it later.
Are you talking about the guy from ZZ
I'll have to come
Top?
back for another show on that one.
Wasn't one of the guys from ZZ Top?
My uncle? Sure.
named Russell. His name was. Isn't one of the guys from ZZ Top named Russell? So we're here
No.
because it's election
Frank,
season.
Dusty, and
No?
Billy. The
Yeah,
Reverend
Dusty Rhodes.
The,
is who you're
the
thinking
Reverend
of.
Dusty
Willie
Rhodes.
G.
You're thinking of
Dusty
Dusty.
You're thinking of the
Rhodes.
wrestler Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty
He was the American Dream.
Yeah, his son is the American Nightmare, which is funny.
We're living the American nightmare.
You were talking about you were trying to watch the 49ers game on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, via Roku, via Paramount Plus, via CBS, and I don't know. It kept conking on me. I don't know if it's just my Roku box or maybe. I imagine if people everywhere are encountering that it would have been all over Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. You know, there'd be a movement against. You know, why is my Roku cutting out?
I don't know why you didn't have Xfinity or.
Xfinity's worse. You
Oh,
know,
yeah?
they bought our cable system in our town, and people.
Oh, that's right. Because you guys
People
had
are-
like San Bruno cable up there.
Well, they changed to CityNet, and they're doing the interwebs.
But was
and
that the
stuff.
one that was San Bruno cable?
Yes, that was
Okay.
the pilot program for cable in the nation. It was like for $6. It was basically all the over-the-air stuff, and then they added, I think. ESPN was the first cable product. and
like CNN or something.
Well, no, CNN came later. That was Ted
Okay.
Turner. Ted Turner had Turner Broadcasting Service that went on to cable. I mean, that was like the superstation. And I don't know, does anyone watch TBS anymore? Are they even relevant? I wonder.
I think they have sports. They have basketball.
Well,
baseball.
TNT was a
Yeah,
derivative
didn't they
of
buy
that.
like NBA contract?
No,
for
you
playing?
can't-
The NBA got
can't- well,
moved.
You
The NBA
end
moved
up
to
paying
ESPN.
more to watch sports. All I know is that if I wanted to watch Channel 2, which was Fox Sports, and I had to like go to my computer to go like go Fox Sports :/activate, put a number off that had to go to my phone to get. And it's like I'm just watching a football game. I'm not making
Oh, yeah.
a $500,000 stock transaction or whatever here. And I had to jump through all those hoops just to. I mean, before it was like with cable TV, you just punch 2 and you hit go and you're going. You know, now they're making streaming extremely difficult, which is ridiculous.
It's true. Like the WWE they moved to ESPN, right?
What's that?
The wrestling, right? And
It's
they
not
charge
the
you.
penis channel or something.
They charge you $30, $30 now to get
Right.
to be able to watch. But I used to watch all the events.
I don't watch the fake wrestling. When I watched fake wrestling, it was the real fake shit with Haystack Calhoun and
I went there
Pat
like 2 weeks
Patterson.
ago.
Remember those days?
Yeah,
those guys were
so in
great.
the Bay Area, it used to be
They
called
used-
big time wrestling.
They had
Do you
that.
remember Big
They
Time
had.
Wrestling?
Remember the battle royales?
Yeah.
They'd get the Cow Palace and they'd put 18 guys in there, all half of them picking up the others and throwing them at the other guys. They like collide in midair. It was great.
I went to
They don't
see
do that
them.
now.
No, I went to see them at the San
It's
Jose
wimpy.
Arena. They put on a good show, dude. But the explosives are so fucking loud, and every wrestler's got.
Why do you have to have that? We didn't do that. I mean,
Because
it's
they're
like,
all a rock concert.
It's
now.
a rock
It-
concert.
it's so
because
bad
you're so
that they
high
have
up.
to add something to it. Just go back to the old days where you had a big 400-pound Andre the Giant. Remember him?
Well,
Oh,
half
Andre
of
the
the
Giant,
half of the
yeah,
people
yeah.
are so high up. You're
They're
not
all
even
dead
seeing
now.
it
All the
live.
good ones died from
Yeah.
Concussions.
well,
or, in his cases.
overuse of steroids. I think paid.
I think
big
there's
part
only
of
like
it.
a couple wrestlers who wrestled in WrestleMania 1.
And you have the
that are
good
still
guys and the bad
alive.
guys. you
Yeah.
know.
Well, that's still happening, but they charge $30. But I used to go into a website and I would like watch it without paying. But yeah, like last month they had an event from Australia. I couldn't watch it.
You know what my favorite
I couldn't
part about
watch it.
wrestling was on TV? Picking
What?
up the remote and watching something else. Click. That was pretty much it.
I'm telling you, it's one of the best live shows I've seen in years. You know, the weird thing is I forgot I used to work at the San Jose Arena. I used to work in the parking area.
Better than Britney Spears back 20 years ago.
And it was before Britney. This was like in the 90s. But yeah, I used to take. But there's nothing like a wrestling event. People walk in with the belts, wrestling belts, families. I mean, this is crazy. It's nuts.
Well, now
You
they've
know?
got one of the wrestling people's like what the Department of Education.
Oh yeah, Vince McMahon's wife.
Aren't they divorced or what were they?
No, they're not divorced.
Didn't they try to start one of these evangelistic ministries or something because they found out they could make more money?
Well, the
selling
Kardashians
people
have
on-
the Kardashians have a church.
The Kardashians all have fat asses.
They
Except
have
for
a
the
church.
father.
The Kardashians
The
have
Church
their
of
own
Fat
church.
Asses, and
Yeah.
who was the rapper guy that was with Kanye?
Oh
Kanye.
yeah, yeah.
You know, the man with no talent. What is that guy known for except marrying an Armenian woman with a fat behind?
Kanye is a billionaire. Like
How?
Because he's in the clothing industry. He made a lot of money with those shoes. Those shoes are
Those
so
things are ugly.
they're ugly as
And they
hell.
probably are bad for your feet. I imagine everyone's getting
No,
plantar
I bet you they're
fasciitis.
like those Crocs that he wears.
Yeah,
I bet
They're
you they're
Adidas.
comfortable as fuck.
they're Adidas. You can
I wore
still buy
Crocs
them.
and I got plantar fasciitis from wearing them for 2 days, so I put them aside again.
No, I
There's
I
no
only
support
wear
in those things.
I only wear Crocs now. But
Support your feet.
yeah, but it's an exciting.
You only get 2.
You know, I used to record the 49er games because I would try and skip the halftime.
Don't tell me about recording Niner games. You know, I had 2 of the greatest.
So I would start. I would start like in the second quarter on. And I would watch the whole game, but you know, the DVR like fucked me up, and it wouldn't let me like forward and shit.
Can't you like go to the remote and talk to it, say record now?
Yeah,
I mean, that's where everything
I
is
don't do
moving
that
towards.
shit because I'm all paranoid about getting recorded.
I
and stuff.
recorded Niner games back in the 80s, but I also
Yeah.
recorded 2 great shows that were at the Cabaret, broadcast live on
yeah.
KOME radio, and I recorded them on my hi-fi VCR.
Oh yeah.
And one of the local musicians down there, who's a couple of his bandmates are Facebook friends of mine. He's not because he's a MAGA type, but they put out a live DVD recorded, same show they had at San Jose, but it was like really shitty sound. And I told Robert, I said, hey, you know, I got the thing off of KOME and it's like 10 times better than this. And he wanted to get it from me so he could have them recut it. And I couldn't find it. You know why? Because I recorded a goddamn Niners game over it.
That is stupid.
Okay, and by the way, those sneakers are called Yeezys.
Yeezys.
Sneakers. This one is using
That's
and this one-
Kanye's.
yeah, and this is using algae.
I'll make sure they look awful.
I
It
know.
looks like the mold was like made of pudding or something.
They're still selling. I think they're Adidas, aren't they? Adidas.
I'd rather have the good old 2-strap thong.
the
than
other
that.
ones. The other ones look more normal.
Imagine what you're walking in the sun with those things. Imagine the weird pattern on your feet.
Those say they're made with algae, using algae.
Algae. Hell
They're
yeah.
probably
And
made-
then here's the
I
newer
would-
ones. So these just look like generic tennis shoes.
I would
Yeah.
bet they're made with overworked child labor.
Those almost look like you could buy that at a department store. That isn't. I mean,
They-
it's kind of fancy.
It
but not
looks
really.
like they didn't. The first ones didn't turn out, so they glued a second one onto the first one.
You know, there's a place they make clothing nearby. There's like a sweatshop nearby.
Is it?
Yeah, like on Fifth Street, like on the other side of Fifth Street.
Is that the one where all the ice guys are outside, like waiting for
Probably.
them to come
They
out?
should be. They should be in.
You know, that's
stuff.
what they want, is to get rid of all people of color out of this country.
Oh yeah.
And all of the others that are trying to defend them, they all get arrested, and then they're going to become the new workforce, because they'll all be sentenced for bogus charges, and they'll be the ones that sew our clothing and do all the stuff that Americans used to do 80 or 90
Oh
or
yeah.
100 years ago.
Now, what are we sampling? It's a Sierra Nevada offering. It's called Bigfoot.
Barley wine style ale, not True barley wine, mind you.
I was like, what the fuck is it? Cheers, by the way.
Yeah, Lickenheimen. This is this
Barley
stuff
wine.
is. Oh, it's gone up. It's alk.9.6 percentage by
Oh, yeah.
vol.
What did you say to lick? You said licking what? Licking what?
Hi, man. How you doing out there, man?
Where you licking?
You know what I said.
Hey, so what?
Hi there, man.
What did you do for Halloween?
What did I do for Halloween? I did not give out candy. I'm not gonna, make the dental problem in America for today's youth any worse. Sorry, dentist. Dentist is the worst occupation.
Sat at home hanging
as
out barley
far
wine.
as suicides. They're the highest suicide profession there is because nobody likes the dentist. Nobody wants to go to the dentist.
I only go to the dentist. I used to go to the dentist twice a year.
I
but
think people would prefer a proctologist to a dentist.
my dentist is only once a year. What about you, Paul? What did you do for Halloween?
I did pass out candy. So we didn't really decorate until the day of. I think we put out a huge artificial pumpkin, like the week before, but literally the day of we decorated, and we did pretty good.
Everybody does artificial pumpkins now. It's like the old days. You go out in your neighborhood, you look on the street, and there was remnants of pumpkins.
There was
everywhere.
at least
people
one.
threw them. I mean, you had parties.
There was one of those this
pumpkin
year, right down the
tosses.
street from my house. I was like, oh, that kind of reminds me of the old days when people would steal your pumpkins and
You know what else is missing?
or smash them.
Maybe because they're so expensive, but egg tossing. Kids used to go around, you'd throw eggs. I remember once when I was in 8th grade, this guy who was kind of a dick.
Oh, that's funny.
Walks up to a
hold
friend
on.
of mine
That's
and
a great
I.
premise. Hold on. So that's a great premise. You're
Yeah.
right. Things that are too expensive because of inflation. Coming in at number 5, we got toilet paper. That's right. It wasn't just for the pandemic.
Well, now people
right?
still
And then there's eggs.
people still do
Something
toilet
you have to
papering
take a-
trees,
Yeah.
but the thing is the next day the mothers are out there carefully unpeeling it from the trees
Because
and
you
rolling
can't. You
it
can
back
just.
up.
Yeah.
Dude, we were such a badass. We actually stole the toilet paper from a Burger King when I was in high
Yeah.
school. We went and stole like a whole thing.
You mean you didn't get egged? I mean, if
I hate people.
you
Egging
egged
was
them.
too
I
fun.
can imagine people chasing you. Let's egg Chris. There
You
he
know
is.
what the funniest thing I think I've seen like that is you know the little garbage bags you get from like whatever store, like the grocery store, and they go paper or plastic,
Yeah.
like that one over there on the couch. I saw somebody. I was waiting in line at a Taco Bell. I was waiting for my to place my order or whatever it was. Guy came in with one of those bags, went straight over to the soda machine and filled it up with ice.
Oh,
All the way up to the top and then walked out.
I thought he was going to put soda in there.
I was like, yeah, that would be hella funny if he would have put soda in a straw on the side, like a big
yeah.
old juice box. But yeah, no, that's what I mean.
I
yeah.
would do that. Yeah, I used to egg. I used to egg. Egging was fun because it was fast. In fact, one time we were out there egging people, and
Well, I don't
just-
like it when they egg cars. That's the
Yeah.
only thing. Don't teach your kids to go out and have fun. Look for the village idiot, the little kid everyone hates. Egg
Yeah.
them, but don't egg the cars. Throw eggs at the house. Just the guy's out there with his hose gets it off the next day.
I used to
But
steal the
automobiles,
symbols.
it
Yeah.
can fuck up paint.
Paint, yeah.
I used to take the Cadillac and the Mercedes. You know those ornaments in the cars that used to stick out.
Yeah,
I used
Oh,
to take
jeez.
those.
those are very
Hood
expensive.
ornaments.
Well,
You deserve to be egged. I'm going to go down to the local grocer and get some eggs. So when you're leaving today, I'm going to
eggs don't even have to be in the refrigerator.
retroactive
My favorite thing about Halloween was going to Halloween parties as a kid.
bobbing
there's-
for apples.
Well, we had things
Make-out
that were
parties.
kind of like that. We had I lived in the edge of Redwood City, Atherton, and
the good parts.
yeah. So I went to Selby Lane, and so
Yeah.
when I went to Selby Lane, we used to have there was a big, huge. It's still there too. I was surprised. There's a big barn there that's somebody's family's barn, and
I
we used
know
to
which one
decorate
you're
it.
talking about.
And we used to decorate it.
Didn't they have like a corn maze thing of hay? And it's like
We had a little corn maze. We
Yeah.
had a little, yeah. So anyway, I remember there was like 5 neighbors, but I remember the person that owned the barn, and we used to decorate it every year, and that's where we had parties for like 3 or 4 years that I remember as a kid.
You know what
That
I
was the
like
best
is
place.
going to those places to get candy because you don't get the little tiny Hershey's Crackle bar.
You get the full size.
They give you the 4.5, the 16-ounce bar. The ones that are they're like $12.
Well, I was surprised,
and they're handing those out.
We were in the valley.
I always wanted my parents. Back in the day, we didn't know about it, but I know what parents in the moderate suburbs do now. Is they go up to like Pacific Heights in the city, take their kids through there because they come back with like $1,000 worth of candy.
Right.
Well, yeah, people like they take their kids to Black Hawk where I live. Black Hawk is an expensive neighborhood, but you can't just walk into Black Hawk. You got to know somebody who lives there. But yeah, that's how they do it. But
if you were a Black Hawk, you could just fly right in.
When I was in high school, they decided to build Highway 85 in Cupertino. So they bought out all these houses of my neighbors, people in my high school. They had to move.
I knew they were going to build them too. That's why I bought my house a mile away from it because it was on the map. The easement, there was a railroad. There was a railroad that went through there.
We used to have parties in these houses because they were abandoned and stuff. And I remember we used to bring in kegs to this, but yeah, it was for egging people. One time we were just egging people and I randomly picked out a big ass house and just decided that was somebody's house that I knew, but I knew it wasn't her house.
How about candy? Did you ever give out candy?
I never gave out fucking candy. No.
Yeah,
what happened? Wait, I'm waiting for the end of the story though.
Nothing. We just ate this house, and
I thought
and she looked pissed because what do people get more mad about? The fact that you make up stuff,
I think people hate getting homemade stuff because you don't know what's in it. But what I used to like to give out was those Ferrero Rocher things. You get them like at Easter time. They have that little like almond coated chocolate nougat thingy. I save all the wrappers, and then towards Halloween, I take Brussels sprouts, dip them in chocolate, and you put the wrapper back on it.
You're just
and when people unwrap that, they think, "Oh, look at this great chocolate thing," and they take a bite in it. And it's like half Brussels sprouts.
In case you're wondering what this is a house that's been egged. On Halloween.
Can you find the Brussels sprouts Rocher Ferrer on there? I bet you I'm not the only one that does it. It's like a tradition amongst masochistic
Here's
Halloween
some teens
people.
egging a house.
If you're gonna egg a car, make sure it's a Tesla.
Right.
Like
the stainless ones, particularly. In the hot sun, the egg might actually bake on it.
Yeah. But eggs don't need to be in the refrigerator. You can leave eggs out.
You don't even need to cook them. Just eat them.
Yeah, you can just eat them. And stuff. Yeah.
If they're pasteurized eggs, they're not going to hurt you.
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Obviously, the egg.
It was the eggplant.
The egg came first because it was a tiny embryo,
no,
a tiny molecule.
Eggplant.
It got bigger and bigger and bigger.
It was the eggplant.
Until it finally made a chicken.
It was the eggplant. The eggplant came first and laid the egg, and then the chicken was born.
No, it was not the eggplant. That's total bullshit.
I say it says a fucking eggplant, motherfucker.
No. Hey, wait, hold on. You asked me which came first, the chicken or the egg, right?
Yeah.
It was the chicken, and it looked like this. It went like that when it came.
It makes a good joke, but I'm saying scientifically, embryos started as single-celled things, and the single cells got larger and larger and larger. And then when they were able to produce something, it morphed into the bird.
Hey, so
the birds are like they're dinosaurs. They're back from the era when we had those big, huge lizards that were like as tall as the Salesforce building or something.
They're dinosaurs.
20-foot builds, 20-story builds.
Did you vote?
I still have my thing at home. I'm going to drop it off. I might actually go and vote tomorrow. It's at our new rec center. I haven't seen it yet, so I think I'll go down there.
It's just one thing on the ballot.
That's it. You better vote fucking yes on fucking 50 or fucking Enoch will fucking find you. There's no reason to vote no on it.
To be fair, I don't think it's cool what Texas did. They should have just stayed with the law.
No. It's not what Texas did. It's what Trump told them to do. Don't blame Texas.
But let me put it this way. You know this thing is costing like $250 million?
Well, it's really good. It's coming out of the pockets of the oligarchs to say vote no on it.
No, it's coming out of our pockets. And you know why?
No, it's not.
You know why it's coming out of our pockets?
It's not.
I'll tell you why.
I'm tired of people saying it's coming out of my pocket. You know what? When you pay your taxes, it's no longer your money. It's the fucking government's.
You know why?
So let them waste it.
You know why? Because the postage on this thing is free. The postage on this thing is... But let me put it this way. $250 million. I mean, LA like burnt down. Shouldn't they have used that money for LA? Wouldn't it have been better served?
Well, I think this is all part of Trump's and the Heritage Foundations and the other people to be named later to depopulate things. You know, they were like blaming Bill Gates as part of the depopulation plan because he was buying up all this farmland.
Well, the other thing is...
because he wants to be able to have people to grow things to eat. That's why.
The other thing is that the House of Representatives is going Democrat anyway.
Well, hopefully until somebody...
It always happens that the president, the party of the president always loses... They lose the House and the Senate.
Well, I'd love to see Mike Johnson, frog marched out of there and then, put him in the job. He deserves to be like the assistant manager of some car rental place. He's the most incompetent Speaker of the House I've ever had. He's a smarmy.
The House is going to go Democrat automatically because that's what happens usually. And
usually, but that's when you don't have a corrupt president. They've got Elon Musk. They can create votes out of thin air.
But Elon Musk is not the president. So Gavin
he's part of the oligarchs. No,
I'm saying Gavin is going to take credit for this. Even
he doesn't even want to be president now.
Gavin?
No, he doesn't. He said he doesn't even want to be president.
Gavin said he doesn't want to be president.
But the Gettys have been grooming him for that since he was like 5 years old.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But I don't know. He's probably he's probably encountered enough threats
because he's related to Pelosi too, right?
I don't care who the fuck he's related to.
Yeah, Gavin, like his family. Somebody in his family married somebody in the Pelosi family.
You know what? I've never seen something where the conspiracy, the ultimate evil plot has been so out in the open. I mean, especially with the interwebs. And I've been telling people for 2 years, Heritage Foundation, Project 2025, bad. And if you did any sort of Giggle search at all, Google, Gaggle, Goggle, whatever you call it, DuckDuckGo, you would find, you like that shirt? You would find out that the Heritage Foundation has a written agreement to work with this thing in Hungary called the Danube Institute. And if you've heard of Hungary, that's a country famous for creating the Gabor sisters, goulash.
Isn't that where your parents are from?
My dad was Hungarian. But I'm saying they have a debt. Well, they were actually part of the Axis powers at the time. My dad was a World War II vet in Patton's 3rd Division.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the despot, Hungary actually was one of the big thorns in the Soviet Union side in the 50s. And they had a revolution there, and a lot of people died. But now they're back under the thumb of fascism with Viktor Orban. And Viktor Orban is the first leader of another country ever to come to the United States and not go to the White House first. He went to Mar-a-Lago, where this criminal and felon was sitting there at his estate where many, many top secret papers resided in a toilet, and he talked to him. And, what the hell would a despot from an Eastern European country talk to? And, Trump was going, I never heard of Project 2025. Why would they keep Project 2025 in such denial? And now Kevin Reynolds, the head of the foundation, said that this will be a bloodless revolution if the left will let it. Well, you know what? I don't think they're going to let it, because you see protesters doxing these people. They go to the Heritage Foundation. They find out where these people live, what they do, where their kids go to school, and they're going to all end up with their heads on metal spikes when there is a true revolution. Because Kevin, it's not going to be a bloodless revolution. We're not going to kill our neighbors who are MAGA. We're going to go after you fuckers who created this evil plan to try to create a white Christian nationalist nation. Well, you know what? We reject that wholeheartedly.
No, isn't the Heritage Foundation in the Bay
They're
Area?
evil. No, they're in Washington, D.C. They have a big building there.
Didn't they start in the Bay Area?
No, they started in back east. I mean, they have little.
They have a connection to.
Well, there's a lot of techno oligarchs.
Yeah.
Peter Thiel's another one of the bad guys.
Yeah.
He's the one that has groomed Shady Vance. Ooh. Shady, it's come to me. I told you I was going to get a premonition.
Get the premonition.
Premonition, which means I have to call upon the Swami Inoxius. I predict Shady Vance will be in the hospital for at least a 6 months recovery period when, while encountering a couch demanded to be on top.
I heard that Trump only has like 8 months to live. Is that true?
Oh.
Somebody told me Trump is sick. He's only got like 8 months to live.
I would rather listen to the guy that told me it was only 6.
Is it only 6?
That makes me sad.
Do you think Trump is really sick, though?
Well, I know he's sick.
Why don't you put on your hat again and tell me if Trump is sick or not?
I can't see that future yet.
Yeah.
But like I say, the Americans are the ones that can change it. And you cannot rely upon MAGA types. You know, I don't think... No matter how much you despise your neighbor's politics, I don't think you would want to shoot him. There's not going to be a civil war. But I do believe that enough people... I think the next step in America is there's going to be just like they do in France. There's going to be a general strike, and it could go on. I mean, it could go on for a long time. I would gather up foods that can stay there in your pantry for a long time. Chilies
Are you on Snap? Are you on Snap? Or?
I could care less what Snap is.
Do you know what Snap is? Or?
Oh, yeah, I know what it is. I know I'm not on it, but don't rely on that. I mean...
No, I'm asking you if you're on Snap.
I just told you I'm not. So let's move on back to the food thing.
Now,
I would not rush at the stores now and clear the shelves, but I'm saying I would be prepared for a period of indeterminate time where this country just says the hell with it. We're not doing anything. The French do that, and you know what? 4, 5, 6 months go by and nobody's doing anything. No one's making any money. No one's getting paid. No businesses are earning, and they're losing money. And it's the businesses that'll get hurt the most because people could hold together, they can share, and they can hunker down. But businesses have long-term investments. They've got loans. Everybody is leveraged, and businesses leveraged more than anything. I mean, imagine if every American decided credit card payment, fuck you, Bank of America, fuck you, Chase. We're not paying you. We're on general strike. You know what? Those banks would go bankrupt in far sooner than they could. They could not afford to go after everybody if 300 million people decided to stop paying their bills.
I'll tell you, you'll know when the revolution's about to happen, when they close down cash. The government is going to take out cash. They're going to take out money. They're going to make sure everybody's got to use cards instead of money.
No, if they did that, they're making cash useless.
They're going to make
people hunker down. When you go on a general strike, that means nothing.
We're about 10 years away.
At home, you watch your DVDs because
we're about 10 years away
there's
from a
no
cashless
TV.
Society.
No streaming.
We're about 10 years away from a cashless society. We're not going to have cash.
We've had a cashless society for 20 or more years already.
But officially, it's going to happen. They're going to take out cash, And that's when you know the revolution is about to come. Because there's an easier way to control people than to make sure that our money is under
this
like
is about
computer
people.
systems.
This is about people not allowing to be controlled. That's what a general strike does.
We're too
It says,
far
"We've
from
had
that.
enough." No, we're not.
We're too far
We
from
could
that.
crush the whole system.
Our
You could
whole life
crush-
is in computers.
You
They
can
have-
crush the
They
the
know everything
cyber
about
currency.
us. We're too far from that. Our whole life is in computers. Our whole money are in computer files. They can shut down people's cars. They can
We
shut
can
down
do that on
our
our
life.
own. That's what a general strike is. We're going on a vacation for as long as we decide. That's
Well,
what
that-
you do. Is you take power.
Now
You don't let
that's
them
the other
call-
question is people don't ask about how much these companies make off Snap. You know, like Walmart. How much money do you think Walmart gets from EBT money?
A lot of money, because
how
they've
much-
actually said last weekend that they were going to start closing certain locations on certain days if the government doesn't open up.
Yeah, you see.
Here's one. How much money do these places that offer you food and pharmaceuticals? Have you ever looked at the booklet they send you if you want to order products?
Yeah.
They're like the most expensive store times 2. They're not Costco, they're not Target, they're not a grocery outlet. I look, people, I call up my card, the Nation's Benefit card, and they go, "Don't you ever order stuff from them?" I'm looking at your prices, they're ridiculous. I mean, if you guys had regular prices for stuff here, they want you to clear out. They give you like a stipend. They put money in your account every 3 months. But the thing is that it goes for naught because, they're charging $12 for an item that you could get at the most expensive grocery store for $8. At the moderate discount stores like Safeway or Lucky's for like $6.
Well, I
And
know
at the
people-
discount stores for like $3.
I know people who
So, by the way, I'll go back. There was misinformation that was reported back in October 2025 that they were going to close certain stores due to the government being closed and the impact of EBTs, but that was all false.
I mean, like Walgreens?
It was starting on
Walmart.
places like social media platforms like TikToks and stuff like that.
like Walmart and Target, they're like supermarkets.
Walmart, what's that?
Walmart, so they sell food. So how much? That's what I'm asking.
Where do they get their food from, though?
The same place everybody else gets.
No,
their
I
food.
don't think so. I think a lot of their crap comes from outside the country. I don't do Trader Joe's. I don't trust some beef coming in from Brazil that's not been USDA inspected.
What about?
But then, that's why they're
Japan?
trying to get rid of inspections and stuff in this country, because for so long we have been overseeing how things are done.
Yeah.
And if you've been to some third world countries, I would hate to ever drink water.
But you
in
haven't
India.
been a third world country.
I've been in other places.
What countries have you been in?
That's we'll talk about that some other time. But
LA
I mean,
is-
I told a friend of mine who was
LA is
going
not
to
a third
India.
world
I said,
country.
whatever you do not drink the water there, and drink only the bottled stuff.
Yeah.
And she drank some of the indigenous water and got dysentery.
Yeah.
Here's some information I do want to share with you guys. The largest recipient of supplemental nutritional assistance programming (SNAP) benefits, Walmart captures approximately 24 to 26% of all SNAP spending in the U.S. in terms of Walmart's overall business.
Yeah.
So, do you believe that SNAP revenue accounts for about an estimated 5% of Walmart's
believe that.
revenue is EBT? is
Yeah.
SNAP.
I've never
I
been in a
believe it.
Walmart.
I mean-
but I
And
believe it.
as a retailer, it gets about 24 to 26% of that EBT benefit that gets rolled out.
People don't go to supermarkets. They go to Walmart. They go to Target. I mean, a lot of people don't even bother with supermarkets.
I would
anymore.
rather do the Amazon thing I just did because I saved a shitload of money.
Yeah. Well, I got a friend that gets all her
Amazon,
food from Amazon.
people don't realize this, but 60 to 66% of the things you buy on there, they're coming from average mom and pop shops all over the country.
Oh,
Yeah, but it's also kind of what you were just saying about what was it, Trader Joe's and Brazilian beef. I think things at Trader Joe's are more locally sourced because the stuff goes bad quicker. I think Amazon is a roll of the dice if it's someone next door or in a third world country selling you that.
Well,
shit.
the food thing,
and if you go to a retailer, like what is it, Temu? It's like all of it. It's like 90% of it comes from out of the country.
Yeah. Well, Bezos bought Whole Food Markets. Okay, so he bought a nationwide quality chain, and there's a distribution and a chain of how the product chain is consistent.
Yeah.
And they've got, he didn't just gamble on some out of the world. I mean, like, you've got companies. Oh God, our water supply at one point was like 2/3 invested from European countries. We didn't want Europe to be in control of our water supply companies, but they were. But I mean, I think Amazon got their shit together. I mean, Bezos has made a shitload of money. He's the one oligarch of all of them I think is the least harmful. I don't think he's anywhere. I think Peter Thiel's the worst.
He's got NASA contracts.
Walmart's
too.
4 or 5 people
Bezos
that
got
make up the
NASA
Walmart
Bezos
family.
and Elon have their hands in so many types of ventures, from space to our food to everything that gets shipped to us. The thing about Bezos that's scary is that
he's bald.
The thing that he's built is so enormous.
Yeah. Well, he started off. I was still in college when he was there.
If that algorithm actually gets artificial intelligence, we're in trouble.
The thing about Elon Musk and Bezos, you don't see like they name shit. There's no Amazon stadiums, arenas. There's no like.
They don't need the publicity.
There's no Tesla arenas or stadiums.
You want to know what my theory? For a long time, I thought about this, and I'm of the genre that I remember the science fiction films from the 50s.
Yeah.
When Worlds Collide was one particular one that hit me, and that there were 2 planets on a collision course with Earth.
Mm-hmm.
The first one missed, but it created like massive tidal waves and this and that, and disrupted things.
Yeah.
Now, they couldn't tell the population about this, but this one billionaire knew about it, and he funded the creation of this one space ark, this one craft that would take like 100 people to the first planet that had skipped by the Earth. That was their plan. Was the astrophysicists said that was going to assume the Earth's orbit eventually.
Yeah.
The thing is, the second planet, Bella, was going to strike Earth and destroy it. So the idea was to take this spaceship and go to the first planet and inhabit it with 100 people. That was the Noah's Ark of its day.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, this asteroid called Apophis, and this is Apophis. If anyone who's a Stargate fan, Stargate SG-1 or any of these, that was like one of the system lords that was, and people got into this and forgot that Apophis is also the name of a big, massive, like 600-meter asteroid that has been skirting the Earth's orbit forever. But it came within. It was actually inside the distance. We have satellites that are at like a stationary orbit, which is like 65,000 miles out.
Well, asteroids have hit the world before.
But the thing is, it skirted inside the distance that our satellites are. And the rumor was it was going to hit us in 2028. And then now the astrophysicists, guys like, what's that guy? Dyson Green, Freeman Dyson Green, I think, was saying it's actually got a chance of hitting us in 2037. So I was thinking, Bezos and Musk are like in this pissing contest with rockets. And Musk has also got other corporations, including this one that does the Hyperloop thing, which involves tunneling underground to make these like subways. Okay, now the rush to colonize Mars.
Well,
You cannot live on Mars.
In 37, that'll be like Trump's sixth term.
You can
so.
no, that's not the point.
You
cannot live on Mars.
He'll protect us, you know.
You can't live on Mars.
It's Trump's sixth term.
Oh, you're killing me.
Somebody calling us.
You can't live on Mars more than 4 years.
Yeah.
Because the radiation would kill you. So what would you have to do? You'd have to be underground. Here you got a guy building rockets, big, massive rockets that he says could take thousands of people to Mars.
Yeah.
And if the rocket's that big, you could take some heavy equipment like things that dig tunnels. You'd have to live. His idea is you would have humanity living in caves on Mars so they would survive the radiation. They can't terraform it.
That would be like Trump's sixth term, you know.
It doesn't matter. Trump will be long dead.
It will be Trump's sixth
term. Trump will be the last of the small white maggots that you see in dead mice will have consumed his rotten corpse.
It'll be Trump's sixth term.
He will not even survive his second term. I'm quite sure
the asteroid is not going to come near us.
They're going to put his head in a jar that looks like, like remember the combs in the old barber shop with the blue
I'm going to send you a picture I have of Dick Cheney that was in a jar because it should be Trump.
But no, remember the stuff that the combs in the barbershop that would sit in that blue glue? Okay. Yeah. They're gonna put his head like in one. Well,
he'll just put him in a module next to Ted Williams. You've heard of Ted? You know Ted Williams
and Walt Disney.
This guy was like the baseball guru of his times, last man to bat 400. And he had his head removed, and it's in cryogenic freeze, and his hopes are to have his head reunited on a donor body. Let's see, you've got an athlete here, you've got this 25-year-old stud who's an idiot. Okay, guy, you're great at baseball, you've got all these muscles, but you're dumb as shit. We're going to volunteer you to be the host for Ted Williams' long frozen popsicle head.
Oh, yeah.
How's that for a concept? We've said words here that have never been put together before, like Ted Williams' frozen popsicle head. I guarantee you, if you Google that, you won't find anything related to that. Why don't you do that while I go back to Chris?
On a serious note, like Roosevelt had 4 terms.
We are serious.
So Roosevelt had 4 terms, right? But then they changed the Constitution afterward. Couldn't they change it back?
22nd Amendment. Well,
couldn't they change it again? I mean,
I don't think the Republicans don't have enough votes to amend the Constitution, and there's no way the Democrats would allow for it.
Because, but why? What did Roosevelt do that they made sure that nobody could have that many terms?
That's why they have that 22nd Amendment.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is now, Trump is one of these people that pretends to want to stay within the law.
Yeah.
Which is why he's allowed some of these lower circuit judges to make decisions that go against him because he's not the coronated king yet. He had the inauguration, but what he wants is a true coronation.
Did you see that the South Korean president gave Trump a crown when he visited?
He also did
he
did an AI generated thing as a crowned figure in a fighter bomber. I doubt this guy could even climb the ladder of an F-18, let alone sit in one. I don't think Trump
wants to be king. Because he likes McDonald's. He doesn't like Burger King.
No, he wants to be king, so he has to have no accountability whatsoever.
I think if he really wanted to be king, he would eat at Burger King, not McDonald's.
No. Yes. I would rather have the character back in the 80s when they had the Burger King on the football field.
He was saving people from a burning fire. You don't believe it?
Remember the big fires in L.A. last December when the Palisades totally burnt down.
January,
and I don't mean a Hyundai Palisade. I mean the
town. You mean this one, don't you?
Yeah, and Trump claims, that's to represent everybody. So, not, just the people who voted for him, which is 22%.
Yeah.
What about the other 78%? We have to tolerate your stupidity? But anyway, what did he do for the fires in L.A.? And I loved it when Gavin Newsom met him at the airport and Trump was leaning forward and Newsom was like putting his finger. I think he did that to prevent Trump from falling into him because that might have been enough mass to hurt him.
Hey,
but
do you think if Trump had fallen on him, the Secret Service would have shot Gavin Newsom?
No, I don't think. I don't think the Secret Service.
A governor.
I don't think the Secret Service would lift a finger to
if they had to protect one of them, who would they protect? Would it be the governor?
Gavin Newsom.
They would protect the president because
they hate him as much as anybody, but that's their job.
That's their job. It's true. And now they're attacking Venezuela, which I don't fucking understand. I lived in Venezuela when I was a kid.
Yeah, they got some of the most beautiful women in the world, which is probably why Trump wants to go there, because he figures that the women are beautiful. They're very, very young women probably are too.
They used to
see that pirates? Do you know what the pirates' favorite letter is? Paul?
What is R?
No, it's the sea because a pirate loves the sea.
Win beauty pageants like crazy. They used to win Miss Universe like
that's
other
right.
year. I mean, I remember that. Like, they used to win it like crazy.
But the boats they're shooting out of the water down there. I mean, the way they would confiscate drugs before was when they got within the 3-mile limit, the Coast Guard would board these.
Full of oil. I'm quite sure
it is.
That's why they want to get in there because it's full
because
of oil.
It all goes to Russia, which puts it in their pipeline and sends it to China and then India. We don't get any of it.
No. Well, it's full of oil. They want to get in there because.
Well, we're not going to get it.
Venezuela was one of the richest countries in the world when we were down there.
Well, then their money was worthless.
The Concorde used to go into Venezuela. That's how rich his country was. But then, being full of oil is like being a hot
because
chick.
Hugo Chavez
people are going to try and get with you like crazy.
Hugo Chavez ran that country into the ground. I mean, you know what? We're becoming the next banana republic. We're a very large banana republic.
It's true. But that's a thing.
I told you about my cousin Ezekiel and the bananas, didn't I?
Yeah.
He wanted to corner the banana daiquiri market. Frozen banana daiquiri market.
Out.
So he tried to grow bananas in Alaska. What an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
But he's still smarter than some people in power. Wouldn't you think?
That is true. So what's your favorite alcoholic drink?
The one that's in the glass, of course.
Which one?
Well, it's almost empty.
Is there like one drink you like? What's your favorite drink?
The one that's alcohol. The one that's wet and cold and.
Don't you have like a Jack Daniels?
Nah, Jack Daniels is high school drinks. Nobody drinks that.
What do you like?
Once you're after 19, you don't drink Jack anymore. You think, God damn, I was drinking that back in 7th grade. You move up to Wild Turkey in your 20s.
Yeah.
And then, when you get into your 30s, 40s, and beyond, it's those boutique bourbons. You ever watch Tulsa Kings with Sly Stallone?
Yeah.
That's the current season is all about. This guy got killed.
50.
Yeah,
they call it the 50.
These barrels, there were like 500 barrels of this 50-year aged bourbon. I mean, that's when you get. And you know what? You put that 50-year-old bourbon here in a shot glass. And Wild Turkey here, Wild Turkey 101, and it's not that much of a difference. The nuances between them, when you get to be older, you're looking for something that you haven't had yet. So maybe that $5,000 a bottle bourbon might be worth it. But you know what? Go to fucking Bevmo or Taste, Total Wine and More, and get the Wild Turkey for $30, $28.97 when it's on sale, and take $4 off with your Total Wine points.
I went to the Total Wines in Fremont with a friend of mine, and they got a whole like beer section that is like all.
Well, they sell beer. I imagine they should have a beer section.
It's like in the freezer, like I mean, they had and he bought a bunch of unicorn.
I'll bet you
beer.
anything that Total Wine has a section dedicated to nothing but the sale of wine.
Oh yeah. Do you
You
go
think?
there a lot? Do you like Total Wine?
I've been in the cold refrigerated section, and I go in
You
there.
see?
I go in there when it's like I'm looking for Pliny the Elder,
Are you looking
and
for the unicorn
and
beer?
you know what's the thing that people search for
the
you can't-
unicorn beer?
not the unicorn's one, the Pliny the Younger.
Oh yeah.
That would be. You have to go up to Russian River Brewery during like February when they release it.
We
But,
used to go to Russian River when I was a kid, but some guy
I went there once and I almost got swept away and killed, and I've
some
never
guy
been
tried
back.
to pick up on my dad, so we never returned. Some guy tried to get with my dad,
Well,
and
well,
my dad
that's
was
sad, I
my dad
guess.
was offended. But we used to go down there. We used to go river
Was he
rafting.
wearing really tight short swimsuits or
I don't
something?
know. I was a
Could have been his
kid.
own fault,
In the
He
80s,
could have been
every-
asking for
In the
it.
80s, we were all wearing tight shorts. That's a funny story. You know, my junior high, we weren't allowed to wear shorts to class unless your shorts hit your knees. And
Well, we had
that's-
basketball shorts that were like the NBA shorts,
Yeah.
which were like with the Hooters
So-
waitresses wearing, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
the NBA. These guys have got leggings on now that
They
don't
got
show any
full-on
skin.
leggings.
I mean, even Draymond Green wears them.
they
Come
got
on.
full-on
They
leggings.
had a kicker. I saw an ESPN article where they got bent out of shape because some kicker had shorts on instead of the regular things that go down to like the ankles,
Mhm.
and he kicks a field goal.
Yeah, some guy kicked like a
Unfortunately, I am.
Some
You
guy-
can get the CRV on
some guy
that.
kicked a 70-yard field goal
Speaking
the
of
other
CRV,
day.
that's what I have to check when you buy from Amazon. I'm going to look at my receipt. I bet you they don't charge you a CRV on that.
They might.
I think they
They
skip
probably
it.
do,
No, I think it's probably added into
but it's
the
only like
price.
5 cents, isn't it? The bottle.
10.
It's 10 cents.
I got strawberry. Was it lemonade with strawberry?
Do you
and
buy
it's
a lot of beer? Do you like?
I bought 4 cases of that barley wine because I
Oh,
know you
yeah?
can only get it for like a. Well, the Total Wine in
But
my
that's
neck,
wine or
in
is
my
that
neck
beer?
of the woods, it sells out like in 3
yeah.
days. And I went over to Emeryville, and for some reason nobody was buying it there.
Yeah.
And I went to buy 2 cases, and I had to go over the bridge. I thought, I'm going to get charged $10 toll, which is like it's
I go to the movies in Emeryville.
$52 a case.
Yeah.
$10 is what 20% of that.
Because you're
I might as
crossing the
well buy-
bridge. You're
It's-
crossing the bridge.
I might as well go. I'm crossing the bridge, but damn it, it's already been there and paid for.
How much is the bridge? How much does it cost to cross the bridge?
It's like $10 now on the Bay Bridge.
$10.
Well, you could go BART, and you could do BART for what, $5? What is it from where you are in Walnut Creek to San Francisco? What is your
I
BART?
pay.
rate?
No, it's more than that. It's over $10 one way. But I have a disabled Clipper card,
Oh,
so I pay like $5.
how do you disable a Clipper card?
No, I don't. I didn't disable it.
You said
I'm
it
a-
was a disabled Clipper card.
No, it's a Clipper card for disabled people.
Okay, well, you should say that.
So I get like. So I get.
I get very picky about words.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I get in, but like bar costs a lot of money, dude. Like one.
Is there like the same price if you're left-handed or right-handed? I mean,
No.
they get picky on things now.
It's easy to sneak into bar.
and if you're redheaded,
it's easy to sneak
In a man
sneak
bun.
into bar.
there could be
That's
so
right.
many things that could offend people.
What was the last time you were on bar? It's probably been a while.
I went under the water and went to Berkeley, and then I got back. And then when I got back, I realized that I went under the water twice,
yeah.
and I figured that was enough for a lifetime.
yeah.
I would rather go over the water than under the water.
Yeah, you could.
If
they
you
got
if you're
buses.
over the water, what's the worst thing that can happen?
They got buses. AC Transit has buses that go from San Francisco to Oakland. If you ever feel like crossing over,
You ever watch the movie Speed?
Yeah.
So there's enough
Yeah.
reasons to never take a bus.
Well, I lived in Santa Monica. That's a Santa Monica bus. The big blue bus.
Is it
Yeah, that's a Santa. Was it a
the
Santa?
big blue bus
The
as
bla-
compared to the big beautiful Bill.
That big blue box.
You know what? You know when I saw that movie, I was at Cal Poly,
Yeah.
the good one, and we were on a field trip to go to Cal Poly, the lesser one.
Yeah.
And on the way there, believe it or not, we had the Keanu Reeves, not Kanye. See that name of the guy, the stupid guy with the shoes. Never associate these two people. Let me segue for a second to divide it.
Yeah.
The brilliant guy from the Matrix franchise, Keanu Reeves, is a hell of a guy. I hope he sees this.
Yeah.
But I mean, the movie with Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves.
They made
Speed.
A
We're on a bus watching the movie about a out of control bus that if it goes below 55, it blows up.
Oh yeah.
We're on 101 going down to Pomona. Now notice I said 101. I did not say the 101. It's 101. It's you don't use a possessive article in front of a numerical identifier. 101
goes all the way to Canada, doesn't
Your
it?
name is Chris, right?
Christian.
You're not the Chris, you're Chris.
I could be.
So why do people say the 101 when it's 101?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But the 101 goes all the way to Canada, doesn't it? Or
I don't
is
know.
that the Highway 5?
No,
No,
101
Highway 5.
actually used to go to San Diego, and then it terminated somewhere around Tustin or something like that.
Yeah,
and
Orange
5
County.
became, they changed the 101 to 5. Oh, I thought you were getting more beer beverage.
Oh, would you like one?
I would indeed.
The Grapevine.
Cool. I'll let him get me a
Yeah, we were just talking about possessive articles.
Yeah.
This gives me a chance for the one or two people from Southern California who still go, I'm going to take the 101 to San Jose. Wrong. You take 101 to San Jose. You take the 101 exit to like Capitol Expressway when you get there. But it's like
280.
101 is no longer a noun at that point. It's
Yeah.
now an adjective.
Well, it's
For
not
all
even-
those people that, never took English class.
It's not even 101. It's 101. That's not a no. That's a
That's true.
101.
But O is part of 0, so that's just being brief. Brevity.
101.
The dude
You
would
got the
appreciate
280,
brevity,
the 680.
And instead of the Deuterino, it was, or the Deuter. 101 and 101.
101.
Who needs to say the Zier? I mean, Zier is
101.
part of Brazier.
Now the
What else
Grapevine is part of
Zier
101.
You think
isn't
of
it?
Zier as part of any other word? Brazier and Zero are the only two that come to mind.
So you're gonna actually go vote tomorrow, or?
Well, I actually voted in my mind as soon as I heard about the proposition. I already was clear in my mind what I voted. It's just the actual physical act
Yeah.
of turning my vote into the system.
They got mailboxes just for government.
I was going to
voting.
do that, but I found out that they're going to do the voting booth at our new recreation center, which is courtesy of PG&E, who blew up my sister neighborhood.
I
many
think on
years
Mission
ago.
and Fifth.
I want to go there and stand in the ballot line and listen. I want to see if anyone's there with the stupid red hat. There's people wearing these stupid red hats with these three different letters on them. One letter's repeated twice. You know what I'm talking about, Paul?
On Mission and Fifth. There's
The
a box.
identifiers for the bad people.
There's a box where you can put in your mailbox. There's a box just for voting. On Mission and
These are
Fifth.
red. Have you ever found these in blue? Are these available in blue? Sure. You might want to get some.
Is that orange? I think it's orange.
I don't know. It's kind of.
Is it orange or red?
I'm just saying. I'm so I've got red on my damn hat
Oh
here,
yeah. You're
and
like
there's
a
some
Smurf.
red behind me on those lights.
You're like a
We got
Smurf.
red and gold is good. Red and white is good.
Red and gold. What do you think is going to happen? They're playing the Rams. The 49ers are playing the Rams on
Well,
Sunday.
it's obviously the Niners are going to win.
Hell
They're going to
yeah,
get
they're gonna
to
win.
get ahead. They're going to lose the lead, and then they'll take the lead again in the fourth quarter.
Hey, do you think Purdy's going to play at all? or-
I don't know.
Do you think
Now
they're just gonna
talking.
bench
They're
him?
talking about buyer's remorse, and they're wondering about, is this going to be another Joe Montana, Steve DeBerg quandary? Because you know what
I
happened to
don't know.
DeBerg?
Yeah.
He ended up being the Burt Blyleven of football.
He
He
played-
went on to play like on every team,
Yeah.
and I think even a couple of Canadian teams.
Well, I
He
mean,
went everywhere, and he retired at like what 75
Yeah, I
or
mean,
something. He was
yeah.
older than Brady.
Well, if you're gonna be a backup QB, why not?
He
keep
went
playing?
to where old 49er quarterbacks go to retire
Chiefs.
is Kansas City.
The Chiefs.
Montana went there. DeBerg went there.
yeah.
Steve Bono went there.
Elvis Gerbach.
I have no doubt. I'm surprised
Elvis
Colin
down there?
Kaepernick didn't go there.
He might still. He might still go there.
Jim Drunkenmiller. I think
Well,
they drummed him out of
they
foot. Didn't
don't-
he like get arrested
they
for
don't-
drunken driving or something? Or,
They got a quarterback, but sooner or later,
I feel sorry for Colin Kaepernick. He did get him to a Super Bowl, and when he knelt on that hole, when the Black Lives Matter started,
Yeah.
and it's like blacks were like getting pissed off that so many of us are being killed for like just going into 7-Eleven to buy some some candy bars and some menthol cigarettes.
yeah,
And they decided this is it, and then there's a nationwide movement. What was it? The first Colin and like two other Niners sat on the bench,
yeah,
and a guy who was like in the Army Rangers or Navy SEALs or something went to Kaepernick and said, if you want to show reverence for the flag, respect for your country, but still, you're not going to stand for the flag, kneel. He
yeah.
goes, that's very respectful. And so it wasn't until he knelt, because a few people got bent out of shape about him sitting on the bench. But man, when they knelt, that was kind of like, I think, the moment the MAGA movement took root. It may have been, if we could go back in time
Well, no, didn't the
and
MAGA
say,
movement come out
don't
of the
listen to
Tea
the guy,
Party?
just keep sitting on the benches,
Didn't it
None
start
of these
with the Tea
people will
Party?
get stupid about you kneeling in
Well,
front of the flag.
Football players, they all kneel together. Like
Yeah.
when the coach is talking, he tells the team to take a kneel. So it's a common practice.
What if two white guys have knelt with him? What do you think would have
Yeah.
happened? They wouldn't have made an
Kaepernick
issue of
went
it
after
then.
his adopted
Because these
parents.
fucking racist people, they want an excuse. And Colin Kaepernick happened to be part white, part black.
Yeah.
And he was raised by white people.
He was raised by white people.
If there's anybody that's the least racist person there is, it would be him.
He doesn't even talk to his parents anymore. Though.
Well,
But I mean, Kaepernick had a good career. He made money. I think he had a
he
chance.
lost a lot of money.
I
He
think
would have
he had
made.
a chance to play.
He
if
didn't
wanted.
get any endorsement contracts.
Wasn't he like injured for like the last part of the year though?
He's been keeping in shape. The thing is, none of the teams will give him a
he's
tryout.
He's not even taller than me. I think
He's pretty tall. He was fast.
He was fast.
Some of the
He was
running
fast,
things he did.
but that was a good team. I mean, that was a good team. I'm not sure Kaepernick by itself could have carried.
If Crabtree had just had a little bit longer fingers in that day,
yeah.
or if he had inspired the spirits of Dwight Clark,
Yeah.
because I mean, it's like that.
Did you watch the World Series?
The what?
The World Series?
Why would I want to watch that?
No, I'm asking you. Did you watch?
No,
Oh, do you think the World Series is rigged?
I wouldn't want to watch it.
Do you
There's
think
no
it was-
reason. There's nothing
I think
spectacular
it was
about it.
rigged.
I wouldn't want to
Because
watch it.
Toronto was winning by like 1 run in the 9th inning. They had 1 out away. No, it was they had
The bases loaded. I heard.
they had 2. There were 2 outs away, and no, it wasn't. And the guy hit a home run.
Oh, in the 9th inning, the guy hit it.
Yeah, hit a home
But
run.
the thing is, they had the bases loaded again in the 9th, from what I heard.
Yeah.
And Yamamoto or whatever, the relief pitcher got.
Oh yeah,
like-
no, he was a starter. The Dodgers, Yamamoto.
Oh,
yeah.
so he pulled a Madison Bumgarner.
Well, no, they brought him in because there was.
I'd
no,
say Madison Bumgarner did that, not just for 1 inning.
Yeah,
They brought him in relief. He did like 5 innings.
yeah.
No, I don't think anybody will repeat that.
Remember the beard, the Giants pitcher, the beard.
Yeah.
Remember, that's the guy who was responsible for the Charlie Sheen.
Brian
Yeah.
Brian Wilson.
According to
named
Charlie
after,
Sheen.
probably not the Brian Wilson on the Beach Boys, but the guy that was a really eccentric character.
Yeah.
I
Well,
liked
according
him.
to Charlie Sheen, the whole speech about the tiger blood, that was all him. He got all that from him, you know.
Charlie Sheen played one of the best baseball roles ever, the Wild Thing.
Yeah, the Wild Thing. Yeah, he also was in Eight Men Out. Remember the Chicago White Sox scandal movie?
Yeah,
he was in the. Well, he used to play baseball in high school. He was a baseball player in high school. But yeah.
You know, he was. Of course, there's a kind of a thing between him and Tom Cruise, and it was like he apparently was up or auditioned for the role in Top Gun.
Yeah.
And he didn't get it. Tom Cruise got it.
Yeah.
And Cruise, I think, got it because he actually is a pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't know it, but there's some scenes in both of the Top Gun movies. He actually flew.
Yeah.
He didn't do the takeoffs from the aircraft carriers, but he might have been second seat on them. But
have you been on an aircraft carrier? I was on the.
I was in the Midway. I've been below them on the pier, and I looked up there at this thing, and it's like, yeah, that's big boat.
I went on the Midway in San Diego.
Yeah.
I mean, they got the USS Hornet is in Alameda.
They're just a floating airport.
They throw like concerts down there at the Hornet in Alameda, but. Yeah, I've been in aircraft.
They're like as tall as
Yeah.
Well, you know that's why I see you got a picture of the Golden Gate Bridge up there behind you. I don't know if you ever saw the original picture. Maybe when Paul gets by here, he could bring it up. But Joseph Strauss, the guy who gets credit for the Golden Gate Bridge, he was a cantilever bridge builder, that's the Old Bay Bridge from the Yerba Buena Island to Oakland. That was a cantilever bridge.
Well,
he was not a suspension
They built both bridges at the same time. The Bay Bridge.
They were like a year apart.
Yeah, they were being built around the same
first
time.
Golden Gate Bridge proposal he had was like a hybrid. It was cantilevered halfway up to suspension because they couldn't. They didn't have the engineering prowess to figure out the length of what's the catenary is the bowing of the arch of the cable and the arch of the deckway. They have to be in balance for this thing to be structurally stable. And Strauss couldn't do that because he was a cantilever bridge builder. There was a guy named Charles Ellis, Stanford structural engineer, that did all the mathematics. And this is the days before computers. This is why they had I mean, you would have to resolve this equation. It's an indeterminate equation, which means you don't know what, because you've got 3 or 4 indeterminate factors you're trying to solve for. You would have like this room would have like equations going all up and down and around it. And you know, imagine trying to solve that. And you're like, oh, let me see if I put a plus sign where there should have been a minus. You know, if you made a mistake, you had to take your time doing these things because you couldn't tolerate a mistake.
Well, my dad was an engineer, right?
Well, yeah, he probably had a TI-52 calculator.
Yeah.
He put in the fact. All you needed to know then was the factors because the equations were built in. These guys had to actually.
My dad saw.
They had to make the damn equation first.
My dad, when he watched Good Will Hunting, he said these numbers they're putting up are total bullshit in the movie.
That was a Matt Damon movie.
Yeah, Matt Damon with Robin Williams.
You know that Matt Damon made the movie The Martian?
Yeah, he made.
You realize the premise for that was that he survived on there were 2 potatoes.
Yeah.
And so he would eat like 3/4 of a potato and put a portion of it into the ground, fertilized by his own shit.
Yeah.
And this perpetually went on for like a year. You realize you're taking potato, shit, potato, shit, potato, and shit.
Yeah.
Okay, potato's an organism, okay? It has a DNA strand in it.
Yeah.
Your human shit has got your DNA in it.
Yeah.
So eventually you're eating food that is your own DNA. You know, what would happen to Matt Damon after 4 years, if they'd been there 4 years eating his own shit? in the form of a potato substance.
Well, that's how they used to do it. They used to shit, and that's how they used to
Talk about eating shit.
That's how they used to do it. I mean, that's how they got their fertilizer back in the old days. They would just shit in one area.
Nowadays we just put potassium and nitrogen, and we
That's
take
now,
elements
bro.
that they're chemical elements that are related to shit, but we don't have the actual
this shit is not
little
bad.
other organisms and poisons
It's
and
a
living
Roundup,
things.
yeah. The Roundup is really bad for you.
Well, that's not an organism. That's a chemical glyphosate.
Yeah,
that's
I don't like any
bad,
of this
bad,
shit,
bad.
man.
If you want to get rid of weeds, you know what I use?
Yeah.
Brake fluid.
Oh,
That's a secret. Take brake fluid from a car, .2,
But you're putting
drop
it in
3,
the ground,
4, 5.
right?
It's mineral oil.
But you're putting
It's a mineral oil, which is a natural substance, and it will kill weeds better than Roundup.
Oh, yeah.
And it won't poison you. You don't want to be drinking it, mind you, but I'm saying it doesn't. It's not as bad for the environment as what Monsanto, the same company that makes this. All they control like the supply of seeds. Are they totally evil? I should hope not.
They're totally evil.
But I mean, it's not like people drop dead. God, I shouldn't have eaten that artichoke. It was like got Monsanto seed in it.
This is interesting because I saw a commercial. Somebody was talking about if you want to buy your tea, you should buy your tea from certain companies. Because if your tea's coming out of China,
they might be peeing on it.
They're putting in like chemicals into it.
They're pissing on it when you're not looking.
Well, they're putting in like chemicals.
There's no FDA there. Chinamen pee on my tea. You Chinamen just pee on my tea. I don't want to drink tea because Chinamen pee on it.
So I mean, they put like chemicals in it. And now they're telling you if you want to buy your tea.
I don't think they do because I think the tea they grow there, they export the same shit they're drinking.
Well, I mean, I don't think
that country. There's a lot of bad shit told about China, and saying the communists, the bad. China has surpassed us. You know why? Because they did what we did in the 50s. The middle class got raised up. Yeah. Back then. I mean, I wouldn't buy a lot of their exports. I hear they're exporting cars to Mexico that basically it's like the hoods are made of cardboard that are like dipped in plastic. There's these really cheap cars meant for like the poorest people there, but it's like it'll get you'll be able to take your kids to school.
I've seen the Chinese cars.
Yeah. Nobody would want them except the poorest countries want them.
In Chile, there were a lot of people driving the Chinese cars.
Yeah, well, there's
a Chinese Tesla company.
You know what the Chinese loved? They loved Buicks because the Buick was the next step down from a Cadillac, and you could go to China and there's Buick cars there.
Yeah.
In America, Buick doesn't make cars now. It's all SUVs and CUVs. They decided to eliminate the Park Avenue and the Regal and all the other cars because there's more money in making truck-based platforms than there is automobiles.
I hear Cadillac is going into Formula One next year.
Yes, because the Blackwing engine costs them a shitload of money. If you buy one Cadillac Blackwing for like $80,000, which is a $30,000 discount, $50,000 of that is the goddamn engine.
Yeah.
It's a very expensive engine to make. Yeah. It's basically an LS style GM engine. That's the same thing that's in my truck, but it's a flat plane crank and all kind of, it's double overhead cam, superchargers.
Oh yeah, you have a Cadillac,
it's like an amazing, it's like 800 and something horsepower, and they're gonna put this thing in Formula One, and it's gonna eat up Formula One.
Yeah, they're gonna have a Formula One team next year.
Yeah,
yeah,
and they Formula One and Grand Prix racing, two things differentiate the teams. Yeah. It's like there's only a certain number of engines and a certain number of people making chassis.
I think there's
Lotus
only like 22
or McLaren.
Teams or something. There's only 22 racers, and each team gets 2 race cars. I mean, there's a limited number. They go like maybe 70 laps,
If they don't.
Oh wait,
crash.
so we can yell at you now because it's your phone? Who is that? What is that?
So
Tell
the-
them to go perform a sexual act upon
So
themselves.
the Formula One
That's what I
race
do.
in Vegas is like in 2 weeks. But
That's on the actual Vegas streets. Where they have to
yeah,
put
they have it
the
on
K
strip,
rails
yeah.
up, and there's like most racetracks have a known. I mean, I remember when our architecture class went down to Vegas. I wanted to go visit the Las Vegas Speedway
Yeah.
because I thought that would be a very interesting thing to view. Something built such a large thing.
Mhm.
And, you know, most of our architecture students go, "Oh, a racetrack. Oh, you just draw an oval and you're done." No. I mean, there's if you want to get to the infield of a racetrack, you got to go
Yeah.
under. There's got to be tunnels, egress in and out of there. The banks of the roads have to be a certain
Yeah.
angle, and this and that. The sight lines, the stadium. Take a baseball stadium, which is like this, and a motor sports
Yeah,
stadium,
it's like
which is
2.5
huge.
It's like 2.5 miles long. My dad was on the Sonoma the Speedway.
Used to be Sears Point.
Yeah, my dad was at the Sonoma Speedway. He was in an Alfa Romeo club, and they were out there, but I couldn't.
They're the ones you always see on the side of the road with the hoods up.
Yeah. Well, now there's more Alfa Romeos because they're bringing them into this country. There was years and years that Alfa Romeo wasn't coming.
Didn't they
to America.
eventually merge with Fiat?
Yeah, the Fiat, Ferrari, Lamborghini.
Oh, Ferrari's under the Fiat era. That was
Yeah,
the
they're all-
was the
they're all
Magnum
under
era.
the
They
same
the
company.
308s.
They're
I
all in the
saw
same
a
company,
guy
yeah.
in South City did the exhaust on my Buick because I couldn't find headers, and he had the account for Ferrari of San Francisco, and I was looking at the workmanship on these 308s.
Yeah.
And it's like sand scratch swelling in the paint, leather stitching was bad. I mean, it looked like, 63 Chevy Novas had a better build quality than these things. And that was, because Fiat kind of got their hands on, saying you can produce more of these things if you do a production line thing.
What
A lot
about
of
the new Mustangs, the SUVs? Do you like them?
Oh, that's the most. You do not put 4 doors on a Mustang. I'm sorry. It's just like, Chrysler got away. Chrysler got away with putting 4 doors on a Charger, which is sacrilege.
It's an
Ford
SUV,
didn't learn from that. And you don't make a goddamn pickup truck with a goddamn passenger capacity of 4 people on a Mustang. I'm sorry. You keep a Mustang as a car with 2 doors as a coupe, and to do they should have made it a Maverick. They made a Maverick into a pickup truck.
Did they ever?
The Ranger was the truck. They call it a
They
Maverick.
never brought back the Maverick. Did they?
Yes, they did.
Did they
It's basically, well, they also have the Ranger again, which is
Ranger.
confusing because the
Bronco, they
Maverick
brought back the
is the
Bronco.
same goddamn truck. It's the same chassis, but they should never have made an SUV thing and put Mustang on it. That's
Yeah.
just sacrilege.
Well, they don't even invent. They don't bring out new cars.
They
that
don't.
much anymore.
I never, my dad had one Ford I remember, which was a Falcon.
Yeah.
No, then he had the the Crown Victoria. But you know what? Henry Ford was a supporter of Nazis during World War II in the 30s. And because of that, it took my dad the longest time. And the first Ford he did get, he got rid of it after a couple of years. But I don't know. Are we starting to run out of time here?
We are. We're at that time. Junkyard, we have the 5-minute warning
Well,
now.
let me ask you something about time. When you have the time thing this weekend where you turn the clocks.
Oh yeah, I didn't even realize it.
You turn them forward 23 hours because how many clocks can actually be done backwards now? You have to go ahead.
Sure.
But here's something. This confusion of times and daylight savings and standard time was confusing Trump.
Yeah.
And Trump finally came to the decision. He goes, God, when they turn the clocks back, that means the days are only 23 hours long now.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I didn't.
It's
even
shortening
remember.
the days.
I didn't. Even
How do you
remember.
shorten a day, but you take an hour out of it, right?
Because the time in my phone changes by itself. I didn't even.
My
realize
Cadillac
it.
was the only clock that I could turn backwards because it had
Yeah.
a button there in the thing. All digital clocks very few allow you to go backwards. So
That's
you have to
true.
go forward. So there's a lot of people that said, turn the clock back an hour. They're going to stay on the same old
So
time.
you're gonna go vote in the senior center tomorrow? Or?
No, I'm going to the recreation center.
That's not a senior center.
No, it's a recreation center.
What is a recreation center?
It's where you go to recreate
Oh, the Motel 6.
or rec-e-reate.
Yeah. That's where
Depending
you go,
on how it's all
that's
about
where
syllables.
you go buy drugs.
It's
these
all
days,
about
is it?
syllables. I don't do drugs.
You don't do drugs?
Like, so I am doing a cannabinoid gummy, which
Oh,
is
yeah?
just a jujube soaked in cannabinoid oil.
How much do you eat? Like, how many of them do you eat?
You're only
32
allowed.
a day.
You're allowed to eat 2 a day, and you eat how many a day? That's way too many.
Oh, yeah.
But then again, you have to tolerate Chris, so that probably. some
Oh,
of
on
the
those days, I
enzyme-
have to double.
Yeah.
I have to double.
I
up. It's
imagine
more like
the-
64.
The enzymes
He drinks
dissolve
2
all the bad
Ensures.
things.
When I
I
come
drink
in,
2 Ensures when I got to deal
when he
with
comes
this
on
shit.
Monday, he drinks
When I got to
Ensure.
deal with this man's shit, I got to deal.
What
drink
does
2
what
Ensures.
does an insure?
It makes sure that I at least get my vitamins for whatever meal I'm
Okay.
replacing. Because half the time I'm like, oh, I didn't eat breakfast. Or
That's what I've been forgetting to take for the last few years was a vitamin. I've been doing all these herbal supplement things along with the
it also
doctor
add things like
prescribes.
fiber and stuff like that.
I get fiber out of things that have fiber in it. What foods have fiber?
Chewing on cardboard.
Beer.
Cardboard is good.
Beer.
Beer is made
Yeah.
from barley, which I think is fibrous.
I can barely handle barley.
Barley. Yeah, barley by itself, I don't know.
Have you seen that movie called Barley and Me? Or
Barley and me. Oh, that's so sad.
Marley-
It's
it's
so
Marley
sad
and
when
me.
the beer dies in the end. Oh.
Oh.
God, I hate
Barley
that. So,
and me.
all right, guys, it's that time. Chris, wait. First, we'll go to Enoch. Enoch, shout out whatever you're shouting out before we go.
I'm gonna be at Vinny's in about a month and a couple weeks, December 15th.
Me
with
too. I'm
Mean
on that
Dave.
show.
You
Okay.
are?
I'm on this show. Mean Dave asked me. I was
Oh
there.
shit!
Oh,
I
maybe
was-
he's not so mean, Dave.
I was there a couple months ago to watch.
I'll have to
Steven,
make sure you lead in before me.
And
then.
he said I'm gonna book you, and I said will put me on in December because I know you're gonna be on.
Does
there.
that mean you're gonna ask for a ride back and all that? Or?
No, but Mean Dave probably will.
Yeah. Well,
Last
I,
time somebody
Me
said
neither.
I was gonna couch crash at a friend's pad out in Concord. So both
No,
of you guys,
because I live.
you're gonna have to thumb it back to wherever.
What are you talking about? I live like maybe 20 minutes from that area.
So
But
you
you'll
can
have
go
to.
sleep
You
with
could.
him and his mom.
You can
Yeah.
hike on back.
You can go crash in my house.
No,
guys
I
can do a
already
little
I'm
sleepover.
crash padding at a buddy's house.
You're
in
old
Concord,
enough. You're
so-
old enough to be in the senior community. Yeah.
Actually,
You
the
were
last
fair.
time somebody said they were gonna book me, so I'm standing in front of the judge, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
So anyway, for myself, it's Edge of Insanity, the Edge of Insanity, wherever you can see and hear it. Edge Studios Online, wherever you can see podcasts, and Paul Brumbaugh, come watch me. I think the next show is in Hollister on New Year's Eve, and I'm hosting.
You're
Well,
hosting.
that's always good.
Is that the clothing company? You're doing a show for the clothing
No,
company?
I'm doing a show for Barabee Productions, and it's at a culinary school where they have awesome meals. Last time I was there, I had like
Is
killer.
there alcohol there?
There is alcohol to be had.
Nice.
Alcohol is good.
Nice.
All right, and Chris, what do you got?
Well, I'm gonna be at Vinny's in December. Same show that Jeff Wheeler or Enoch the Greater is. Hey, do they even do the Sunday open mic anymore?
No. You talk about Vaihihi?
Yeah, did he?
He's doing a lot of these larger auditoriums. They're like city theaters, high school,
Well, so he
college
doesn't do the
auditoriums, 500 to 1,000 seat things.
They don't do the Sunday thing anymore.
Yeah, we went from there's maybe 40, 50 people on the Zoom show, and you do a auditorium at like Saratoga High School, you got 500 people.
Oh
He's
yeah, I was
moving
near
things up.
Saratoga. Yeah.
All right, Chris, before we lose them, tell them whatever you're saying.
Thank you, Enoch the Great, for being on here.
And he noxious.
It's November.
It's funny.
We got Joe Mama's gonna be here in 2 weeks. She's coming
Right
in from
on, right on.
She's coming straight from SFO. I think is Paul gonna go pick her up at SFO?
Sure.
You should go pick her up.
I'll only add it to your station dues.
Hell
If we're
yeah.
not nuclear annihilated, I'll be back on here for what's the anniversary of the recruiterance?
How about January
That was
6th?
January 5th, 2025.
So
or
we
January 20th.
Whatever
sorry.
the Monday nearest that.
You're gonna be here on January 6th for Three Kings Day and stuff.
Is that a three?
Yeah,
One,
January 6th.
Are there three kings?
Yeah,
There could be.
Three Kings Day. In some countries, they don't celebrate Christmas. They celebrate.
It's the three kings.
Oh, the three magi, the
There
magi's.
you go.
Yeah, the three kings that came to Jesus with gifts.
They had frankincense and myrrh. You know what? That's basically they were trafficking in drugs.
I think
That's
so.
what they were doing in that day.
I think so. Happy
I think
November.
myrrh was just opium.
I know. Go Niners. Get me some tickets for the Rams on Sunday.
All right, guys.
Thank you. Are you gonna watch the game Sunday, or you don't got
course.
cable?